Sean Meyer, digital content editor at Municipal World, here at the Nova Scotia Federation of Municipalities Conference here in lovely Halifax. We are continuing our podcast series with important local leaders, such as my next guest, who I will get to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Linda Gregory. I am the warden of the municipality. I have been in politics for 30 years.
Digby is a district here in Nova Scotia. For our other people who may not be as familiar, where exactly is Digby?
Digby's in Southwest Nova, which is known as that, which means it's in the southwestern end of the province. We're about an hour and 15 minutes from Yarmouth. We're an hour and a half through to Kentville. That's how we tend to, so we're in the middle.
Sure. Which tells me that you had to make a little bit of a trip to come here to Halifax.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly you found the value in doing so. Why do you think it's important to come to this conference?
First of all, it's a great learning experience. There's always something new coming up.
Mm-hmm.
We have the code of conduct that's been implemented, and we've had a session on that. We are having different things that are happening, so you get to hear. But the other part of it is you get to meet with other councils, other counselors, and sometimes you're thinking, we're the only one in the world that's having this concern.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you're suddenly talking to someone and they're saying, oh, we did this or we did that and this helped us,
mm-hmm.
which is a great thing. You're meeting new people.
Mm-hmm.
And I have found that I have made lifelong friends from meeting people here and have no problem picking up the phone, calling and saying, this is what's happening in our municipality.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me an idea of what you're thinking?
Oh, wow.
Just not that they're going to run our municipality,
sure,
but sometimes background helps.
Absolutely.
And someone's seeing it from a different perspective.
Mm-hmm. And you can offer that same to somebody who calls you?
And I have.
Mm-hmm.
And I have.
And so when you're walking through these hallways, having these conversations, what strikes you as, this is the thing? What's the one thing that gets you excited coming through these hallways?
Sometimes I think it's just running into someone that you haven't seen in maybe 6 months or a year. And you're standing there saying, what's happening? How did it go? What's going on in your municipality? What's going on in your town? And it just, you feel that municipal politics, even though we are closest to the people, sometimes people don't understand what we are.
Quite often. Absolutely. We'll touch on that next, actually. I'm interested, as you point out, you've been in this game for a while.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the state of local government is in Canada these days?
Across Canada, I think there is sometimes different versions of what municipal government is. Mm. I know in New Brunswick, they had many municipalities. Some, I was told, with less than 9 people in them. So they have done a reform.
Indeed, quite the restructuring.
Yeah, big time. In Nova Scotia, when I started, there was 52 municipalities, and now we're down to 49. There's been some changes. There's been some conciliations, amalgamations, however way one wants to look at it, consolidations. So, but I think in our province that we have good representation. I think we work well with the UNSM, or the NSFM, I mean. Showing my old
you just dated yourself.
I just dated myself, the NSFM.
Yeah.
I find that they also keep us abreast of what's happening, and it's good to be a member. Yeah. Federally, we are part of the Federation of Municipalities. Yeah. And again, I find going to their conferences once a year is a great help, because there's small rural municipalities all across Canada.
Absolutely.
And because of that, again, you get to meet and discuss and come back with some great ideas. And sometimes they're getting great ideas from us.
Absolutely.
So I think on the whole, municipal government is needed right across the country. I think you need to have good representation. It cannot be like the federal or the provincial governments, because they're representing many people. Mm-hmm. It's, for example, if I go into the grocery store, I met many times by people
Oh,
with
I
their
bet.
concerns.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes I have my book with me, and sometimes I'll say to them, if I rushed in for something in a hurry, you need to either send me an email, a text, or
Sure.
call me back, because I'm going to meet somebody else and it's going to be
Yep.
gone. I find that happens more to us than it would to
Oh,
the
absolutely.
MLA or the MP,
Sure.
even though they're good. They're representing a whole larger group and we know what's going on in our municipalities.
Mhm.
We know our culture. And my culture, because we're a fishing community, we're forestry, we're farming, we're tourism.
Yeah.
You know what's going on, and you hear from the people.
Sure.
Like for me, I don't think anything about going down the wharf, talking to the fishermen.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think anything about visiting the farmers.
Mhm.
It's just part of our culture because that is part of us.
Mhm. Absolutely.
And sometimes when you're in a place that you don't understand the culture, you may have a difficult time at first.
It's very true. Culture is very important, actually, I know, to your community, because I was reading about the art bank. And
My
thought,
favorite.
this sounds like a really cool thing, because I'll give you a little insight of me. I'm a former City Hall reporter, but I'm also a former arts reporter. So arts has always been important to me. And you guys understand that they need help. Besides putting their art in the community, you're actually taking steps to financially help.
Yes.
Where did that all come from?
An actual fact from the FCM.
Oh, wow.
Angela Thurber was one of our previous counselors,
Mhm.
and she had gone to a session and listened and been out talking, and she came to me and she said, Linda, this is a great idea. I said, I think it's wonderful. We go back, she brings it forward. It's her baby.
Mhm.
We as council agree to it, and we have a committee. It's not, there's a couple of councilors on it, but there is citizens on it.
Sure.
And we put out a paper saying that we're taking people who would like to put forward their art,
Sure.
so we can evaluate it and possibly buy some, because we are putting these art pieces throughout our municipal building,
Sure.
not just our council chambers. And we eventually plan on having it other places, because the artists may be gone someday, but their artwork, whatever it is,
Absolutely.
will not be.
Mhm.
And we need to show the future. This is stuff that happened in our community. This is the bowls that were made. This is the painting that was done.
Mhm.
This is this statue that has become. And I will tell you, we got a drum from Mr. Jarvis, and he actually was one of the winners. I love that drum. And he does these homemade drums.
Oh, wow.
as drumming for the African Canadian people, but
Yeah.
others buy it too.
Sure.
And it's like looking at his work and thinking, this is saved.
Mhm.
This will never be gone. Well, I mean, technically,
Yes.
should never be gone.
Yeah.
And we're preserving. And beside each piece of art, we have the artist's picture, and we have a little write-up of what he's done, how long he's been with everyone, so that people have the opportunity. Oh my gosh, look at that drum, and get to look over and look at it.
Sure.
And it's up high enough so you can't play with it,
Mhm.
because I suggested we have it lower. And they said, Linda, okay, I
see your point.
understand. But it's one of the best things I think we have done, because sometimes in a world that we're working with dollars and cents,
Yeah.
we don't always think of the arts.
Absolutely.
And we're always worried about, we need to have money for transportation, we need to have money for recreation,
Yeah.
we need to have money for sidewalks,
Fixing potholes.
waters,
Yeah.
So whatever we need, but we need to let people know that we're not just dollars and cents,
Mm-hmm.
that we care about the artists and we care about our community. And that's just one of the ways that we think that we should do it. And the Art Bank, as I said, I give Angela Thurber full credits. If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be doing it.
That's amazing. And you could have simply put out a submission, bring us your art. You chose to pay these artists for that.
Yeah.
I think that's incredible because quite often, all due respect to many municipalities, they just ask for submissions without paying artists for them. But why was it important to you to pay them?
Because we want to show them that their work is valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fine to say, will you give me something? I can say, can you give me that glass of water and I'll drink it?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I appreciated it. But if you said, Linda, I made this glass and it's really important and I know it's worth it to you, that if I really wish it to be mine
Mm-hmm.
or to be used, we should pay for it. We need to let the artists know their worth.
That's amazing. When you make those sales, you said before we were recording, you mentioned this was the third year.
Yes.
So you've seen this firsthand. You mentioned the drum.
Yeah.
When you do actually purchase these pieces and buy them from the artists, and you pay them and they deliver them, what's that like for you to see that reaction?
Oh, it's great. And I got to talk to the artist and we had a reception that the artists come and we're talking about their work and we're looking at different things. And it's one of those makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Is it costing? Sure. Does it cost a lot? No.
Right.
But the power of watching children come into our municipality, sometimes with their parents,
Mm-hmm.
and I wander in the hall and I'm sort of I come out of my office, like to talk to people who comes in.
Sure.
And I'll show a child something and they're asking me questions and I'm telling them stuff, or I take them, so the parents can see me into a room that they can see that we're showing them other pieces of the art. Then the parents come in and, they're saying, we did not know. We did not realize.
Wow.
Yeah. And it spreads and it spreads tenfold because it's all great that we need people in this world that are accountants, that are doctors, that are lawyers, that are healthcare professional. But we also need the artist.
Yes.
We need the creativity. And if we did not have it and if we don't appreciate it, we will lose it.
It's very true. I'm guessing it's the sort of program that you would probably encourage. Let's face it, local governments love to steal things from each other. I'm guessing this is the sort of idea you think. The sentiment you just gave is beautiful. And you're right, culture is very important to communities. And I'm guessing you would think this is a very simple way other municipalities can do that.
Do you want to be honest? I never thought about other municipalities doing it. I do it, or we do it. That's not an I, it's a we.
Sure.
Our council does it because we feel it's the right thing to do. It would be great if others did it. But I really, truly did not think about it. It was just such a wonderful idea from the FCM.
Sure.
That.
Well, now we talked earlier about taking ideas and sharing them among your colleagues. I think that's one you should definitely share.
Yes, I think you're right.
On that note, thank you so much and I appreciate your time.
Thank you. And you have a great evening.
You too.